Hello YouTube, Mr. Gibson Guy here, and I'm coming to you from my back patio gym this morning. Still morning, just barely. Alright, I just wanted to get off a quick video on this. This is something new to me. I haven't really covered any of this before, but it's what's going on with me. So I thought, well, I got this from video. Maybe I can share some video of my experience and people will want to take a look at it. Right now I am what we'll refer to as transitioning to carnivore diet. Okay. When I first came across a YouTube video that just popped up on my screen one day on YouTube, it's oh, a carnivore diet. A carnivore is like a raptor or something now. And it struck me as kind of funny, and I started looking. It's like, I'm eating steaks and butter, and I thought, what? This sounds like really crazy stuff, but hey, why not watch the video? It's going to be funny. And so I watched the video about it, and then I watched, and it was like, but it was interesting. It kept getting my attention. And I watched another one, I thought, this really sounds good. And so over the next week or so, I was just thinking, oh yeah, hey, no, I hadn't thought about this, I hadn't thought about that. But I'm going to give you my observations on this stuff now because I started, and I'm not all the way into carnivore diet. I'm transitioning into carnivore diet. It's like, okay, more meat, less vegetables, no fruit, no bread, no carbs, and I'm just like clearing out stuff in the refrigerator that I still have and moving more and more into protein and fat and away from carbohydrates. I want to give you my impression as someone who works out, someone who lifts weights. I'm going to say right now up front, I am a week shy of my 69th birthday. So I'm, looking real close at 70 right now. And as a background, I started lifting weights. I got my first Ted Williams weight set when I was 12 years old. And I have pretty reliably kept up with weight training ever since then. Obviously there's breaks. When I was in college, I didn't lift weights. After I graduated, I got another set of weights, and I was going to have my new home, and I was living on my own and doing weights all the time, and you get married and then things get in the way, and the kids come along and you get breaks and stuff, but I always kept up my weightlifting pretty well. When you got little kids, you're tired all the time. Anyway, so that's not important, but I'm going to give you the background. But after I retired, I bought this house and I moved here and I set up my home gym, and I had been building up to it all through my 60s. And then when I was 66, I retired and I moved here. And so I've had over a year and a half now that I have been fully set up. I've had a clear schedule, and I've been able to keep up very steadily full workouts for a year and a half every day. Take a day off here and there. But what I've noticed that has been eating away at me has been during this last year and a half, I was making some progress, and then I noticed that I was starting to lose progress. I wasn't advancing. I wasn't like increasing weights, and I used to do everything in sets, 5 sets. You do this 10, do this one 10, this station 10, this 10. That's one set. Then set 10 more, 10 more, 10 more, 10 more. That's the second set. And I was always doing 5 sets on that. Well, I started this past year getting around set 4, and that's probably enough. I don't need to do the 5th set. And then more recently it started where I finished 3 sets, and I'm like, all of a sudden, like 4 was the accomplishment and 5 was not happening. And that bothers you because you're like, I'm getting near 70, I'm going downhill, I can't get home, this is terrible, this is depressing. And so I had that, but there was also this other thing that was going on, and that was diet. As a guy on my own, I have I look at food as just something that you have to do to get out of the way. I'm never really that interested in being an eater. I was always very scrawny as a kid. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you this. This is a picture of me in my very early 40s. That's me with my Cessna that I used to have. Talk about expensive. But you can see I was 5'9" and 140 pounds. And this was in my early 40s. So I was really a beanpole. I was like that as a kid and like that as an adult. And it wasn't until I got in my 60s when my metabolism started to slow down and I could gain a little weight, and I got up to 150 and 155, and I was lifting weights and I was lifting more weights and I was getting better and I was enjoying it, and I had 160, and I thought, oh man, one day I could get to 170, and I got up to 165 and 168, and you go to Publix a lot after you test your weight because they always have a scale right by the front door, and final statement is I got up to, a couple weeks ago, I went in, I was 180. And I had been taking protein powder and drinking oatmeal milk and almond milk and stuff like this, and mixing, making my own smoothies and creatine and all this stuff, taking a bunch of extra vitamins. But now I was gaining weight, but my weights weren't gaining. And that's what I became aware of, and I started getting a little bit of spare tire on the middle here, which happens to guys in their 60s, a little bit of, love handles here. I got it kind of worn down, but there's still more than I want to have there. Pretty thin here, but the fat's kind of big there. And so I gotta, I look at my diet. What was my diet? I was eating great. I was eating healthy choice every night. It was great. All you have to do is pop in the microwave, put it on 6 minutes, take it out, stir it up, and eat it. Then all you got to do is wash the fork, because the rest of it you throw away. Perfect. This is life. And I've been living like that and not improving my performance and increasing my waistline. And that was when I saw this carnivore diet, I thought, this might be what I need to do here. So I started looking into it and seeing, they say what the problems are and what's the idea. And I wasn't really trying to lose weight. I wanted to lose a little bit of fat, not a lot, just a little bit. And I want to go from 12% down to 6% or something like that. And so it wasn't losing weight. It was being stronger and building muscle, and that was the idea. And so I've been doing this past week, and I'm just going to give you my anecdotal observations of what I have seen so far with this, okay? All right, exercise I'll come back to. I have, since I was a teenager, I've always had this problem with allergies, starting at the very beginning of January and running through March, kind of tapering off in April. And when I lived down in South Florida, it shortened it a little bit and it wasn't quite as severe, and then I'm back up in North and Central Florida, and that starts real bad. And in December this year, this is early January now, but in December, last couple of weeks, I was getting my allergies, and I thought, wow, they're starting early. Oh boy, this is not good. And I went out and I bought a package of Claritin, because I take those little teeny pills, and they kind of reduce it so it makes it livable, and I'm not sneezing all the time and dripping and that kind of stuff. So I would take a few Claritins during the week. It's supposed to be 24 hours. It usually lasts like 48 or so before I have to take another one. But this week that just passed, I didn't take it. And it's early January. This is when it should be just ripping me up and being the worst. And I realized yesterday, well, I didn't take my Claritin all week, and I'm breathing out of both nostrils. Huh. Well, I don't know. Was that what I wasn't eating or what I am eating? I don't know, but that's the first thing that I see. The next thing I noticed is, this is all just very recent stuff. I was just going to bed and I thought, oh, I got to go into the bathroom and take a Tums because of my acid reflux and reflux. So I stopped and I thought, I don't feel anything. I always have acid reflux at night, but I haven't been eating healthy choice dinners for the last few nights, or all the bread during the day. I haven't eaten the carbs, and I don't need a Tums. And this is just like happening right now. Maybe it was a coincidence, but that's just an observation that, you know, that's something that you would notice. And speaking of things that you would see, I don't wear glasses, I don't wear contacts, I've never had LASIK or any surgery on my eyes. I have started using reading glasses for reading the last couple of years. And just recently, I happened to go outside in the morning and the sun was coming towards me, and I noticed that I was having a terrible time seeing anything. I got floaters and just stuff bothering me. And I thought, wow, my eyes seem to be getting worse. And then I've been on this carnivore for a few days, and this morning I was thinking about this video, and I was looking out the background, and I thought, wow, it's really pretty, and I can see all these details. And I was just a few days ago thinking I had kind of blurry vision, and now my vision's really clear. I don't remember when it's been so clear, and now that I notice. And, you know, is that another coincidence? I don't know. I don't know. The last one is I'm going to mention is related to the weights, because that's something that's constant where you can really see the difference. And I told you I've been down to 4 and more often 3 sets and being worn out. But I had a big workout this morning, and the first thing I noticed was that I did 5 sets, and set number 5 felt the same as set number 1. There was nothing. And I was like, zip, 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 right through. Normally I had gotten to where I just had to stretch out and wait for a long time before I can lift the next exercise. And then I gotta catch my breath again. And now I'm just like, all right, 100 toe-ups, 100 crunches, 30 fart pumpers, and then 15 wheelies. All right, back to the hundreds toe-ups. And just like that, one thing after another, I cut my workout time way down, didn't feel tired, didn't feel winded at all on it. It's like, well, this is such an easy workout. And it's like, and a week ago, I was thinking of stopping at 3. And now I'm doing 5 like it's nothing. So those are the observations that I have just in the first few days of this. As I said, there's not too much concrete measurement here. I'm not doing studies. I'm just observing what happened. And you can't measure stuff like this, but if I was just to make an estimate on my own, just a wild guess, I would guess that 40% of what I'm seeing could relate to the diet being improved, and probably 60% of what I'm seeing is what's now excluded. That's making a difference. But that's what I've got going on now, and I think I got most of the stuff on my list here. So I'm going to keep going with this in the future. We'll watch for other videos, and I'll tell you how it proceeds. And thanks for visiting with me, Mr. Gibson Guy out.